Often we speak about greed, Greed. Do we ever make a plan to deal with it? Because part of greed is the reason that people from around the world line up for Americans to buy something. It's a shame because we are teaching our next generation to be greater at this consumer addiction than us. And it's okay because we approaching it like some grown teenagers and they see it as just fine. But what are the lasting, in-depth consequences of the great sin that we always keep hidden? Well, let's dive in a little bit. Welcome to the Foundation for Elevation Station. My name is Leon, and I'm here to love us enough to get us on the bridge to continue change. It's time for humanity, and especially my people of, I don't like the terms, Black, African American, I don't like the terms, but it's good to sometimes identify to bring focus to the people I speak of. The great sin of greed is one of the most prominent that is used against us to spark such a low vibrational addiction. It's ridiculous. And oftentimes we bypass, look over, ignore the various consequences of greed because psychologically, greed brings about an emotional instability. We're off balance. We are always trying to what? Get something, get money. Oh, I gotta live, I gotta get this. When we in America have more than we need, even the most poorest of us. When you measure the people of the earth and you measure everyone's income, broke people up to the top level people, and you talk about the top 1% of earners, of people with any money on earth, if you make $20,000 a year, you are in the top 1% of people on the planet based on financial means. Now, when you talk about earning, everybody that's earning money, it's the figure is slightly greater. But my point is that even though we have way more than we need to survive and survive comfortably, we still want more. How did people turn on our greed addiction to profitize our greatest sin? Think about it. I'm not religious, but this is the truth of what's going on. It's no bypassing it. One other psychological effect of succumbing to greed is increased anger. As we deal with people, especially people we can't get anything from, how do we treat them? I ain't got no time for that. But ain't about no money. Even at the prospect of relationships and friendships, if you don't feel like this is the person that's suffering from greed, if you don't feel like that this person right here can benefit your life in various ways of resources, money, some funds, some trip, you ain't finna deal with them. You don't want to do it. We talk about love, but this greed has stamped it out. How could we continuously talk about loving each other? We come out with these types of sayings in different places. We need to love each other. I hear it in my community. But every time it's time to get people's phone numbers and rotate that energy to actually make it happen throughout the week, it takes a long time to build a team of people they are not profiteers. Yeah, to make a profit's cool and it's part of the script, but somebody got to make some sacrifices so the whole can step up. We are falling into one of the greatest misleadings of deception, of greed, which leaves us like crabs in a barrel. Our aggression is off the hook. Our depression, another psychological downfall. We are often depressed if we are not gaining things. If we have to spend resources, we are depressed if we're not gaining. But at the end of the day, we're on an endless cycle of non-fulfillment with short bits of temporary pleasure fueling our greed. Kind of like they talk about crack addicts, but it seems like we are a society of crack addicts, or Night of the Living Dead zombies. We want brains. They was greedy. They wanted brains. They wanted blood. Now we want money. Let me get sex. That's how we are. We is so focused on Henny. Give me some beer. And I'm not saying nothing that I haven't done in my life. Jack Daniels was my thing. Oh, Jackie. I mean, it's been a lot of years, people. A lot of years, maybe 7, 8 since I got one of them. But to be addicted and not be able to minimize is definitely a sin. To overindulge is a sin. So I say that to everyone, no matter what you're doing. If you overindulge, this is a sin up unto yourself. Think. Fortify your temple. Our temple, right here. Our temples. It's so much knowledge that's hid from us that people have constructed a whole society around misleading our temple. Another consequence of behavior, of greed is behavior. We often think about addiction. So if we greed, what would behaviors we would do? We would tear that casino up. We would gamble like crazy. Lottery? I'm going in. That we overdo it because our level of greed and addiction is core deep. We need an exorcism. We really do. As a people, all of us, definitely in America, we need an exorcism to refocus the purpose of this great existence we have. Straight up. What are other behaviors we may do? We might do trickery or tricking. I think we understand that. We got men out there to do it, and tricking, selling their body, being deceptive in all ways to get to get more money, to fulfill that itch of greed. I don't want no smoke. I just want to point out what's really going on. And I don't want to stay on that one too long, because another behavior is theft and fraud. You know, how you rewrite different, things and scheme for money, life insurances, and, all that little stuff. Yeah. Excuse me. Lastly, but not least, is socially. Sometimes we forsake finances. I see this in government. We forsake finances to achieve and hold a certain level of arrogance, because it fuels us to just talk out and be against something. That really floats people's boat. I see it. It's like it's not even a financial like gaining. It's more of, I just want to throw a monkey wrench or something. I want to irritate you. I want to be, Billy Badass. It's people that just want to have a reputation of greed, of attention. You see it on social media. Look at my booty pic. This is a form of greed, because we getting those endorphins, those likes every time something says, boop, like, boop, heart. You greed. That's why you see people posting on social media like 5 times a day, more times. They might not post, and every time they don't feel good, they like, oh, you're so beautiful. Can I drink that bath water? It's like such a selfish need of greed that's clearly evident from people of a higher understanding. We have to check ourselves, recognize these things so that we can rise above them. That's all the reason I'm speaking on it. It's very important for us to recognize the harm that we do to people socially. We don't recognize the harm we do to people as we big ourselves up, as we draw attention. We are harming people. If I always posting or trying to showboat myself for always having the new Nikes, always having this, over talking people, shutting you down out your conversation because it's uninteresting and it holds no facts, I'm causing you harm because of my greed level to seek attention. Just like a monkey the monkey got the red backside. The higher he go, he gonna show his backside, and he just making a donkey out of himself. It's very important to hold respect to others around you. For what reason do you want to shine and put yourself above someone? You don't feel well about yourself. That's what it is. You gotta have such a degree of greed, and you want to put someone else beneath you to have yourself be fulfilled with that attention. I just would like for us to look in the mirror, reassess ourselves and our spirit, and figure out a way to balance and minimize these issues that are prevalent in our communities of America. I love you, and this is the foundation for Elevation Station. Just foundation for Elevation Station. My name is Leon Meredith, and it's Cleveland. This is for you.